In this video, I'm going to be talking about how wellness can be cultivated in everyday life and how we can do that a bit easier. Because you might like getting started um, on wellness and staying on track. Sometimes, like say, to do physical activity or stick to like an exercise routine, just even the terminology of exercise itself can can be demotivating, and to develop these more positive perceptions, positive motivations, positive emotions, positive feelings, positive actions, and positive behaviors that really energize you and get you started in the morning, and will get you to build a routine of physical activity more effectively, and more contribute to this idea of positive well-being and positive self overall, is going to be starting with a few guiding principles. But the two main ones is to basically start from a place of where you find meaningful and where you enjoy. So a place of essentially pleasure uh, in doing what's difficult and doing what you might not want to do. So, and also to frame it in a way that's also meaning based, or that you can make it enjoyable. And that's important, making it enjoyable, because that's ultimately where you're going to start to cultivate this meaning and build more effective habits, and stick to everyday goals or aims, or even a general direction, such as like eating well, or maybe it's trying to build a mindfulness routine or engage more in meditation. Maybe it's gardening, and you want to garden, or maybe it's even just getting chores done or cleaning up your room, uh, because it's starting to get messy, and you've noticed a few things and you don't like it, and you're kind of just like, I'm so stressed now, and it's producing all this psychological distress. And when you start to build more of these meaningful connections, or you start even just starting small, um, that can go a long way just to start developing that early foundation. And the next biggest thing that's highly important here is to just is to consider convenience in some sense, which has to do with that idea of starting small, but it's also effective too. There's a set of efficiency uh, within convenience, and a sort of resourcefulness too. And I don't want to overuse convenience, because as much as convenience can be our friend, it can also be something that we develop and use as a way of avoiding what's difficult, or not necessarily challenging ourselves once we become accustomed to uh, an easier start. So convenience is important to proportion in relation to scaffolding us towards doing more difficult, or building what was once more difficult habits. And this can sustain everyday wellness and get us to promote everyday wellness by looking for what's enjoyable and meaningful, as well as developing con- a convenience approach that allows us to start right now, allows us to start with what's easy or what's effective, that doesn't require too much energy or much effort to get started. And then once we get started, we can start to scaffold and move to more and more difficult aspects. So just doing something rather than nothing is a really, really good way to start doing something that you've been procrastinating on. Even if it's something that at, at its first moments may seem trivial and seem like it's not really doing anything, it gets the ball rolling. And it really starts this a small snowball effect that can have a deep, meaningful impact on your everyday life. And that's all I wanted to say for this video. I hope you enjoy.